Right, ladies and gentlemen, let's move to the preview section of the show. Brighton coming up on Saturday. It's a 12:30pm kickoff, game being shown live on BT Sport as well. You can see my score prediction below. I'm going for a 2-0 away win for the Reds. Brighton, a good side, but I think they will play into our strengths because Potter likes to play a decent attacking level of football, and I think that will play into our strengths, and I think we'll pick them off, and I think we'll beat them. But again, we're going to need to show up, and we're going to need to be a lot better than we were against Atalanta. So it's not going to be straightforward. No games in the Premier League are. I'm always very nervous when we have these early kickoffs, but you know, then again, sometimes we usually go out to get the result done. So look, without further ado, let's go through the lineup for this game and see what you guys think about it. So here's my predicted starting 11 for the game against Brighton coming up at the weekend, and of course I'll talk you through each one of the choices as well. Right, here we go, folks. This is what I think we're going to look like against Brighton on Saturday. Obviously, Alisson in goal. I expect James Milner to revert back to the right back position while we await Trent to return from injury. Again, we're expecting Trent maybe to be a week or so away. Could be a little bit either side of that, so don't take that as gospel, but I fully expect Jimmy Milner to come back in at right back for this one. At left back, obviously Andy Robertson is going to come back in. Good to see Kostas Tsimikas get some minutes against Atalanta. It was a mixed bag for him, to be fair, but again, that was one of his early competitive games for the Reds, so he'll need to get used to the system as well, and I'm sure Klopp will have video footage ready and talk him through what he did right and what he did wrong against Atalanta. But Robbo, best left back in Europe, he's coming back in, I think, for this one. And then Fabinho and Matip for me at the centre of the Liverpool defence. I did toy with the idea of bringing in Nat Phillips for this one, but look, we can't afford another stumble, and I'm not saying that Nat Phillips would of course cause that stumble. I just think we need to go as strong as we can for this one and make sure we pick up the points, and hopefully Spurs drop points against Chelsea or vice versa. Maybe at the end of this weekend the Reds could be back solely on top of the Premier League. So Fabinho and Matip for me is the centre back pairing. Moving into midfield, I expect El Capitan Jordan Henderson to return for this one. Pictures of him training, which is great. I was watching his movement in it. He's looking like he's moving freely, and I think he'll be ready to go. He wasn't out too long, so Hendo won't need too many sessions to get back up to speed. So again, I think Hendo inside alongside Gini Wijnaldum, with Bobby Firmino. I'm going for the attacking quartet here, folks. I'm going balls out again. I'm going Firmino, Mane, Jota and Salah. Whether Jota's through the centre, whether Salah's through the centre, whether they change formation and change positions, I don't mind. But just a reminder again that is a 12:30pm kickoff UK and Irish time on Saturday against Brighton at the Amex, and it's going to be on BT. Other than that, looking at it from a Brighton point of view, of course we know that Tariq Lamptey is going to be ruled out of this game because he picked up a red card, so that will rule him out. It'll be interesting to see Adam Lallana again, of course, and I fully expect Brighton to come at us because that's the way Potter sets his teams up. They look to play open, expansive, good attacking football, which usually plays into our hands. Now, maybe Potter has a plan. Maybe they're going to look to tweak things, or they could revert back to a team who sit back deep and try and catch us on the counter. Either way, without Lamptey, there is a big hole in that defence for Brighton. From our point of view, of course, I'd love to know what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know your thoughts on the starting 11 or my predicted starting 11. Let me know your thoughts on anything. Let me know your thoughts on who you'd like to see in there. Do you think maybe Divock deserves a second chance? Would you like to see Takumi Minamino get some minutes? I was surprised, actually, that he wasn't in the starting 11 for the game against Atalanta. I thought it would have been an ideal game from the start in. Curtis Jones as well. Maybe somebody out there thinks Curtis Jones will continue his starting berth for the Reds in that midfield. I just think with Hendo coming back, we massively missed him. You could see it. We've no rhythm in the game, so I expect Hendo to come back in, Milner at right back, and I think Milner will do alright at right back, to be fair. I think he's not the ideal solution, hasn't got the pace that he used to have, but he is a pro through and through, and I think he'll guide us through the game. And look, I'm expecting a 2-0 win. That's what I'm going with. We should be beating Brighton away, with all due respect. If we're going to go on and try and go back-to-back and win this Premier League title, we should be beating Brighton. But look, let me know your thoughts on it, folks. Your score predictions as well. Let me know your thoughts on the early kickoff. And again, as the news broke earlier on, Liverpool's game against Wolves on the 6th of December, 7:15pm kickoff. It's on Amazon in the UK. If you're in Ireland, you can get it on Premier Sports as well. That game will be the first game where the Reds will have fans back inside Anfield, which is great news. I think Arsenal technically are the first club that will have any fans back for one of the Europa League games. But yeah, brilliant news today for the city of Liverpool. Liverpool and Everton going to be able to welcome fans back in, up to 2,000. Manchester unfortunately came into Tier 3, so City and United won't be able to have any fans in. But look, this is the last game I suppose the Reds will be playing in the league without fans for the near future at least. Well, this is an away game, so maybe there'll be more down the line actually. But again, let me know your thoughts on that as well, folks, because there's been a lot of good positive news coming around today. And again, with regard to the centre-back situation, make sure you check out the Clips channel as well. Anfield Agenda Clips is our new channel. There's a link to that in the description as well. So basically what we're doing on there is we're breaking up the long form content into more bite-sized chunks for people. So please do go over and give that channel a subscription as well. As I said, link in the description. But yeah, 2-0 for me. Reds win, back to winning ways, back up on top of the table, and hopefully we'll carry that form on then to the Ajax game. And look, let me know if you think I'm being arrogant or confident again. I know there are opposition fans who are going to be watching this preview and saying, look mate, you know, it's been a bit of a hit and miss season for Liverpool, don't be so arrogant. If you're a fan, you got to back your team, and I think that these guys will want to go out there and put right the wrong against Atalanta. I don't know if we were complacent in that game. I don't know if they just couldn't get going for whatever reason. Surely they didn't look at the away result and think that we were just going to steamroll them at Anfield, but I did. Maybe as a fan, maybe I was a bit too arrogant yesterday, to be fair, and I was a bit maybe disrespectful towards Atalanta with my 4-2 prediction, and they came and shook it up. So I don't expect Brighton to do the same. I think Liverpool know what's gonna await them when they come to the Amex. So look, to me, 2-0 prediction anyway. And yeah, cheers for watching. I'm going to switch back over to the other studio.